this inventory, like knowing this buck, the 3 years, what was that process like? How many times did you really move cameras to like figure him out, and like how'd you find his like home range?
Over the course of 3 years, I had him probably across 6 miles. About year 2, I had him honed into where he was generally feeding, not occasionally bedding here and there, because everybody says, oh, you got to find where that buck's bedding. This guy had about 4 or 5 beds that I knew of in the general area.
Cold nights, back roads, campfire burning, whitetail ghosts, boot tracks, headlights, still chasing freedom. All our lives, oh, we hunt the season. We hunt the season.
Like holy shit.
This is what a deer looks like.
Yeah, because like before I'd get doe on camera like no issues, right? And then it's like I didn't know how to hang a camera. Like I've been hunting since I've been 12, but I felt like I really started learning more and like actually putting effort in like if it lasts like 4 years maybe. So like really I feel like I've only been really truly hunting now for 4 years. So now it's just putting the pieces together and all that kind of stuff, like, and getting velvet buck on camera. It's kind of, I don't know. It's they look so much bigger than what they actually are, though.
I know. Then they lose half that mass, and you're like, oh, damn. Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
150 turns into like a 120, and you're like, oh, forget it.
yeah,
But it's
yeah,
still the same. There's still so much to learn, dude. I love running cameras, but at the same time, I don't, because I always find myself chasing pictures. It's the name of the game. It's inevitable. You're gonna do it at some point. So
yeah.
I'm trying to get
Now,
away
do
from
you?
it, but it's tough.
Yeah, I know I wouldn't say it's like necessarily an addiction, but it's like I just like to see what's there because you can't always, especially in Pennsylvania, you can't always go in the woods and glass up a deer all the time. So like it's nice to like get that actual true inventory of like, okay, there is actually deer in these woods when everyone in Pennsylvania is saying there's no deer in Pennsylvania.
They're in there. So I tend to I kind of taught myself, don't chase the picture, don't focus on the one deer.
Hmm.
More or less read the information that camera's giving you, the time of day, the moon phase, the weather, the temps, the whatever, and
Hmm.
kind of memorize when they were in that general area and what the temps were, and look ahead to when those temps and the barometer and all that stuff's going to be the same next.
Yeah.
Chances are he might be back in there then. So it's
Now,
it's tough.
Danny, I want to ask you this because I saw it one time and I forget where I saw it at, but like there was just one guy who says about like that has to like he looks at all that stuff you just stated, and it has to make like a perfect X on like the graph. Have you like do you know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about
You
that?
know what you're talking about, and I've seen that, and I forget who that is.
Yeah.
Asking
I
about
I've been trying to find that video over and over again and I
that he
cannot.
tries to match up everything again, and the day
Yep.
that it's matched, then he goes. I mean, it's rare that ever happens, and I don't want to waste time not being in the woods, just waiting for that perfect X. I'm not. If I have time to hunt, I'm hunting. I don't care if it's perfect or not. I'm going to take my chance. I'll go somewhere that the wind's still right, that I can still, get up close somewhere without killing
Mhm.
myself and blowing the whole area out. Um, but yeah, I look for that X, but it's so rare that it
Yeah,
ever meets up again.
I was I remember after watching that video I was like that makes so much sense. Like that makes things a whole so much easier when I find that like it actually just stands out and shows an X there. And I remember like that season, I was like going through every single week, like trying to find that X. And I was like, I can't find an X anywhere. Like there was ones that were really close. I was like, no,
Couple
that's not a
trees
dash.
off, or the moon's like it's a half crescent, not a full
Yeah,
crescent. And you're like, oh,
yeah. That's one thing I haven't really done the whole moon yet. And I tried doing like when a full moon and all that kind of stuff, like not too worrying about it too much, but like I just haven't really, I guess, dove too much into like the whole moon phase side of hunting. Hunting in the company, True North Woods and Water that you're the owner and
that's
founder
me.
of, right?
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
The only person
So
sitting in the chair, but it's a good thing and it's a bad thing at the same time, man. It's a lot right now.
I'm sure, man. I'm sure. Like, so before we get into more about the moon and deer and all that kind of stuff, let's talk about that business. Let's talk about how that got started and like the meat and potatoes of it, like what it is and how it benefits everyone.
Sure. I start with the name because the name's dear and true to my heart. True North is about finding your passion. It's what you're driven. It's what your base is. It's what keeps you going. It's your orienting point. Kind of what you live for. And then woods and water is simply self-explanatory. We live for the woods. We live for the water. I combine hunting and fishing on one platform, one big database, 100% free of the general public across all 50 states. Where I implement rules, regulations, seasons, tag limits, bag limits, stringer limits if you're a fisherman, broken down between state. So there's two maps, one for hunting, one for fishing. You can hover your finger or cursor if you're on PC over top of the state, click on it. It'll tell you everything that you need to know about that in particular state. Click on as many or as little as you want. But that's general information that people can find on Google. You can simply Google, rules, regulations for this state, blah, blah, blah. But I got tired of doing that because I'd have to scroll through 18 different government websites in order to find the information that I wanted to figure out. So when you click on that state, it takes you directly to the exact pages you need to know, the exact page number that you need to know. And all you have to do is scroll down and it'll tell you everything that you need to know about that particular there. My bread and my butter is you'll find two maps down there if you scroll just a touch further. Guides and services and retail and pro shops. That's where all the companies that pay me a slight premium every year are advertised and marketed across the entire United States of America. So same thing, you can hover your cursor or your finger over top of whatever state that you'd like to visit, whichever state that you want to hunt, you want to fish, you want to explore. And this is a new update that we just started, actually. This is brand new for the last week, 7 days, where I have now categorized everything to make it easier on the users end. Rather than clicking on a state and seeing a mass population of just businesses, they're now drop down arrows. So I think you're under the guides and outfitters right now within that particular state. I have taxidermists and artists. If you click up, that guy tracked my deer in 2024. He's a great guy. Josh.
Really?
Yep, he lives about 40 minutes from me. He and Huck. Great game recovery guy. Man, my God, they'll find 40 deer, 6 or 7 bear a year, track turkeys. I mean, he trained his dog to find the gland in the bottom of a deer's hoof, so he's not scent tracking, just, by the tail or by the smell of blood. They're tracking one particular deer. So if any deer are crisscrossing patterns, whatever, that dog's not veering off and falling. Some deer is still living. He's actually tracking one particular deer from impact site, which is pretty sweet.
I guess
how would you train a dog to do that? Cut a deer's foot off and then just, wow, freaking know.
But then if you would do that, like you'd feel like that dog would be trained to track that one particular deer.
Foot, yeah.
Like a cut off foot.
Literally. And like that, where I shot that buck, I mean, there had to have been 4 or 5 different deer that walked in front of that scrape that he was over in 24. That, like, it's amazing to me what some of those dogs can do. So thank God we have retail and pro shops, same thing. My gun and bow shops and pros. So if you're out of state, you need your bow fixed, you drop it out of the tree, you drop it out of the truck, you run it over, blah, blah, blah. You need to find a guy to fix your bow up ASAP. Quick and easy, man. Click on see if it's ring. You'll find a pro shop to take care of you.
That's that part of it. Now let's go to the staff, because I think the staff has been really helping. I've seen a lot of staff members, like a lot of them.
The staff. So June 3rd, I don't even know what today's date is. May 31st. So plus or minus 3 days. I will have been in business for exactly 4 months, which is absolutely unreal to me. The time is flying, but it seems like I've been in business for 4 years. I have 38 pro staffers now and 5 or 6 brand ambassadors that are helping me out across 27 different states. And I cannot say thank you enough to absolutely everybody that has jumped on board with me, because I would be absolutely nothing without them. I'm a one-man show. I tell everybody I'm funding the thing, but they're the drivers. They're what keep this thing going, implementing it, marketing it, advertising it, bringing brand awareness throughout their specific state. And I have some absolute killers, dude.
I mean, fishing, it's hard because I just went out fishing for the first time with my daughter for like on the free fishing day. What was that, last weekend? I believe it was Memorial Day weekend. Yeah. Great time. Oh my gosh, we caught up first.
She'll remember forever, dude.
Yeah, she fished a little bit, but I was using her little Moana rod, like one that's like this big.
Love it.
And I was like, yeah, I'll just throw it in. We had a worm on the end of it. and I caught one, and her reaction seeing the fish, like touching the fish,
Yeah.
and then the tail's like slapping, like dude, it's. I'm glad my buddy Ethan was there to get it on film because it was like it was phenomenal. Like that is like I once in a while just pull it up and just watch it because I'm like just seeing the joy in her face when she like just holding this fish. I was like, man, this is phenomenal. This is why we do it. This
That's
is
what you
why.
live for, dude.
Yeah.
Teaching the kids and getting the younger generations into it. Which for the last couple of years, man, I talked to a couple guys the other day on the phone in Ohio, Zach, and Hank and them, and we said, dude, that the last 5, 6, 7 years, there's not many young kids that do this anymore. Like when I was growing up, everybody and their sons and their daughters were in the woods or fishing or doing something. When we grew up, we would go out and there would be more kids than adults.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see
Yeah.
any kids doing it anymore. And I'm going to be 30 on Sunday, a week from today, and hell, I think I'm the youngest kid in my neck of the woods.
Yeah.
I don't know where all these
Yeah.
kids
It's kind of it's sad to see it, and I think that's why you see the decline in numbers, all that kind of stuff. Like, and you hope later down the road they become adult onset hunters then. But like, there's no if they don't have that thing that hooks them in it at the beginning, then why would they want to go back to it later down the road? It's like it's hard because like I get my daughter as much as possible. Like she got upset when I wasn't going to take her out turkey hunting with them. Like you're only 3, you're too young to go out right now with me. Like later down the road, we'll go out together. I promise you. But like it's those moments there that I feel like a lot of us aren't really sharing with the next generation. Like I want to take her out as much in the woods as much as possible, like I do, and it's just I don't know. I feel like a lot of it is based around um, we want to be a big bad hunter. I think we want to be big bad. We don't want to have that weakness of like, oh, we might not get on a big deer
sharing it.
because we have our kid with us.
Yeah. Well, shame on the people that think like that because get your kid out from behind the TV or an iPad and take him out in the woods. Let them throw rocks while you're hunting. Who cares? Let them pick sticks. Who gives a crap if they're noisy walking in? That's part of it.
Mm-hmm. And
Whatever.
that is it's a hard mind shift with that because like when I took her in for the first time, I took her in the spot where I was hunting the drop tine buck.
Yeah.
In mind, I'm like, Raylan, you can't be loud. Like we have to be quiet. Like we no screaming, nothing like that. Like, and I was getting more stress. And I was like, at the end of the day, like she still had a fun time, all that kind of stuff. But it's like in my mind, I'm like, man, why that the deer, like if she's having fun, that's all that matters. Like it shouldn't matter like about a deer that I'm going after or want to go after. Like, and that's when I started taking like if there is a buck like that caliber that I want to go after, then I'm not going to take her to that spot because I don't want to have that stress, right? Of like trying to keep her quiet and stressing out about it. So like I'll take her to spots I'm going to go doe hunting at. Like then I don't have to worry about that.
Right. She
So
giggles
it's
and
like,
scares one, then so be it. At least it's not
yep,
one. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And also, that spot was pretty far in the woods too. So like it was one of those things where we were getting stressed out, hot, tired. It's you wanted to have fun, and like she had fun when we went to a little creek crossing and just jumped in the creek. Like that was her fun. Yep, being a kid. That's what we as hunters and conservationists and outdoorsmen we have to do is like take them and show them that it can be fun. It's not always stressed out getting on deer, all that kind of stuff.
Dude, imagine what this industry is going to be in 20 years if nobody takes their freaking kids out.
Yep,
Yeah, as
100%,
many
dude.
kids as you want. If you don't take them outside, what's this going to be? Nothing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, what else on this website do you really want people to see
That's all
or
pretty
hear
much
about?
there, dude. Click on that
Okay.
gallery once. This is pretty cool that you could do this. Here's all my killers. I'm
Yeah.
blessed to have them. That's Kyra with her bear in Washington, Dylan Harriman in Oklahoma, Cassandra Frey with her first antelope. She moved out there. She's probably going to yell at me. It's spelled Frey, but I think that she pronounces it Fry. Sorry, Cassandra. Get over it. Lex in Texas, Kevin in South Carolina. Just all my big name guys. Idaho, Wisconsin, Maryland. I took my buddy Seth right there up to New York for the first time, and that was his
That's
first salmon he
so
ever
cool,
landed.
man. That's
I didn't
so
land a
cool.
fish that big last year, but that was the first one that he hooked into. And now I think I'm going to be stuck every year.
Love that, man.
Oklahoma Faith. That's Jalen Luciana, Jake Belinda's
Uh-huh.
girlfriend here in Pennsylvania. Everybody knows her. Tyler Skoronsky up in New York. Click that load more. I'm just curious if that works because that was a glitch on that the other day. It should. There she goes. Holly in Wisconsin. Bobby Kish, a big fishing guide here in Pennsylvania, catches muskie like it's absolutely nothing.
This has to be Texas, right?
How's he know? You see that fence in the back?
The fence.
I forget. Don't quote me. I forget how freaking old this deer was, but that was like a call buck on that property. So Lexa's dad buys, renovates, transforms, plants and sells properties down in Texas, like big farms. She's lucky enough and hardworking enough to be able to be with him throughout the process. So she's learned a shit ton. I've learned so much from her too. But this was one of the deer that she had permission to chase, full velvet, gnarly, like 8-year-old buck or something. The thing had no teeth. She opened his
Jeez.
mouth and he literally had no teeth to even age. It was unreal.
Oh my gosh. It does look old. It looks very old.
Yeah. Don't know who that kid is. So, Demi up in Maine. That's me with a stupid fist, not the size of Seth's. Yeah. She's awesome. Mitria Giroux up in Maine. She's a killer. Finds a heck of a lot of new sheds up there.
Moose.
I'd like to get up there and shoot one. I'm going to try to shoot a bear with her next September.
Okay. Those moose are big, man.
Cassandra just moved out to Wyoming last year, and she killed her first elk by herself. Killed her first antelope. What else did she?
Wow.
She killed her first turkey this year. I think she needs a mule deer and something else, and she's killed just about everything in Wyoming. It's her first year being out there. It's like,
wow.
You got an extra bedroom or what?
Yeah.
The new tab up at the top is going to be partnerships that I'm forming. I was at TAC today and met a lot of good people. So I'm going to have a booth there. I'm going to have a booth there next year. I guess I should call it a tent because that's pretty much what it is. I'm humbled to hear, how thrilled they are of what we've been able to do in the last 4 months.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely has grown since like we even talked to you at the outdoor show. Like you've gained a lot more staffers and gain more traction. I think that's one of the hardest things with making this a business in the outdoor industry in general, like getting that traction, because you have all those big name people who already have like traction, and it's like you got to get that traction going too.
They don't need what's the word I use for my staff every week. Exposure. I said exposure. I said I have a fully trademarked and copyrighted platform with my logo that's 100% mine. Nobody can touch it. I said I want that thing plastered everywhere, and I don't care. That's why I handed out 37,000 stickers in Harrisburg.
Yeah,
37,000. It's unreal. I just put in again. Paid that deposit yesterday, so we're going back again. Same general, West protocol, so we'll be there. Gonna try to get more staff up there so I can at least walk around for a little bit, do some business this time.
Yeah.
9 days is a long show.
It's a very long show, man. I might actually be at a booth with two guys this year as well, doing like a podcast there 1 or 2 days during the show. So that'll be exciting. I guarantee probably busy as heck. Like you said, like it's it's nonstop. You're there.
Well, if you want to do another one, you know which booth to come saw it to.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
There's so much that you don't even know about the state that's bordering yours. I guess talking to my buddy down in New Jersey the other day, they can kill upwards of like 17 freaking deer. They sell $1 bear tags. It's like, what? Never heard of that crap in my life. But
it's insane. It's Maryland and Jersey are like that too, and it's like I don't think I need that many deer. Like I don't think I would. What would I do with all of them? I don't know.
What's PA give us now? Six doe tags?
I think it's you can have a max of 6 on you, and then when you tag out those 6,
the whole 9.
Yeah. I don't think DMAPs count towards your tags, because I got a DMAP last year too, on top of the ones I already had, because I had like 2G, I had 4C, 2 and 4C, I had 4D, I believe, 5B, and then I had DMAP tags.
Jeez.
And it was like,
did you fill them all?
No, God, no. I filled one doe tag.
I'm a resident. I don't even know how DMAP tabs work, and I don't care.
Dude,
It's,
I didn't know either. So pretty much like there's doe tags, but for certain WMU. So like let's say four C is where I buy a DMAP tag at. So like 4C sells out of doe tags, and I'm like, okay, let me check if there's any DMAP tags. So I check, and like if it's in a um, designated management area program, I think it is disease management area program. So it's like CWD and stuff like that. So like this area right here in 4C, you can go to OnX actually, and you can show like a DMAP area, and it'll give you that coupon code for that DMAP area in blue. And then yeah, so then all you go when you apply for your doe tag on the Game Commission website, you put applying for DMAP tag. I think you do that in the fourth round or something like that. Like after all the
yeah,
tags have been sold out. Like
it starts like four.
yeah,
I think it comes available or something.
yeah. So then you go in there, you put the DMAP tag in, if put the coupon code you want, and if it's open, or if they have tags left, they send it to you. And I got one last year, and then Ethan got one, and I think my dad got a DMAP tag too. So like 4C was sold out, but yeah, you can still get DMAP tags, but you can only hunt that DMAP coupon area.
And there's no way I'm the only person that doesn't know what a freaking DMAP tag is. Because if you buy 6 doe tags, what the
Yep.
hell are you gonna do with them?
Exactly.
I'm not eating 6 freaking doe a year. And trust me,
Yeah.
I grind more of it than I probably should.
Mm-hmm.
But you can use ground meat for anything. So I eat the
Dude,
crap out
yep.
of ground meat every single day of my life. I've got bucks in does from other state too that I gotta eat. I'm not out here eating 30 deer a year.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not the big
But
technological guy. I mean, I am. I paid a hell of a company to build that website for me. I can do stuff on the back end. I can add companies and staffers and stuff, but the whole coding and adding this and that, it's just not my forte.
yeah,
Hear me out.
no.
DMAP buck tags. I'm all for it.
Okay, let's brainstorm it. How
I just
how
want one
does
buck tag in PA, bro. Just give me one more.
I think okay, so I've been like an advocate for like possibly having that other buck tag, but I think you have to at least shoot 2 doe before you get that. Like
That's how it should be. I think Maryland's the
right.
same way. You get
Yeah.
a couple buck tags, but you have to fill at least 2 or 3 doe tags between your bucks.
Yes.
I absolutely think
Yes.
that's how it should be.
And I think it
Or
should be that way almost
you
for
have to
anything.
fill one with a bow, and then
Mhm.
your other one can be with a rifle if you want it to be.
Yes.
No 2 bucks with a rifle. Fuck that. We're
Yeah.
not doing that.
No. No, not because I know Michigan wasn't Michigan like that before this
Yeah,
year.
they got real different.
Yeah.
I think you could kill both with a rifle.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because I remember hearing about people like they went out one day to shot a buck with their rifle. They went out like the next week or something like that, and they shot another buck with a rifle. It's like I don't think that would be good for the population at all in Pennsylvania or any state for that matter.
You know, what's the point of establishing antler restrictions if you're just gonna freaking flush it down the toilet anyways? Just,
Yeah, exactly.
you want 'em
I
all dead?
would be okay. I would be okay with that with an archery buck, but you can't shoot 2 bucks in rifle no matter what. Even if you have that, like an archery buck tag, you get an archery buck tag and you get a rifle buck tag.
Once the archery season ends, if you didn't shoot a buck, well then that goes in the trash. You can't
Yep.
use that tag anymore.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, I mean, but would you? So I could see a loophole to that. So say, could you go out in rifle season with your bow then and shoot a buck? Yeah, I feel like that would be okay
That's
because
not going to be easy, but
no,
I would do it. I'd rather
or
hunt bow anyways.
or that buck tag in archery season could be transferred to the late season archery season. You know what I mean?
That's fine, yeah, as long as it's with a
Yeah.
bow. That whatever it is, that December 26th to hell, it went late this year, didn't it? Like January.
Yeah, was January 18th, I think,
Yeah.
like the late season.
But now
Yeah,
they have that second rifle season now, bro. So that's when things get wishy washy. You got guys
and
out there
that's
in does.
hmm
You got shed bucks that drop early because of the winter and stuff, and now you're killing bucks that don't have any horns on them, thinking it's a doe.
Mhm.
It's getting messy in PA.
It's getting confusing. Like my dad even said it. Like he was like, you know, we're all for more opportunities. Like we want more opportunities here and there, but it's like, man, like you got to make it blatantly obvious for people
Black
because
and
like
white.
you can't be changing laws and regulations the season before or mid season or whatever. Like Sunday hunting last year was like you think every Sunday is open to hunt, but then you got to late season, you can't hunt Sundays. It's like, why? Why can't just make it every Sunday? And then, yeah, that whole rifle and flintlock season, and it was a big confusing thing. Like
But
it,
I don't understand why it is. It's not hard to explain a law. It should be
no,
more. It
it's
should be more black and white than this. Draw it
yeah,
out. Write the
yeah,
sentences. Put a period. Can hunt Sunday. Period. You're allowed to. Period. You can't do this Sunday. It's not hard. Oh, that book's
no, it's
confusing.
not.
You ever try to read that stupid book?
I'll be truthful. I have never once read the book.
Good. Don't.
I've
You know,
Googled
it's yourself
I
wrong.
Googled everything.
Yeah. Well, there's a website for that now. You don't have
Yeah,
to.
there's a website now. Yeah. But
There's
yeah,
certain areas you can ride e-bikes and certain areas that you can't. I mean, if you're
dude,
handicapped,
yes.
you're allowed to, only in this area. It's like, holy stuff.
Which anyone who's listening to this that wants the black and white law about e-bikes, don't ride your e-bike on state game lands. You can ride your e-bike on state forest land and national forest land, but not state game lands.
Get
No
out of my
matter
state
if you're
game lands with your freaking e-bikes. I had two of you
yes,
guys rip past me last year on your freaking quiet cats. I'm back there 4 miles, and on my way out, I saw a freaking headlight up in the timber, and I thought, that guy's like faster than Usain Bolt. He's freaking running. Nope.
mm-hmm.
E-bike straight out to the parking lot. They were gone before I could even get there and say something.
And it does really annoy me about the e-bikes, like especially because like I ride a mountain bike in, so it's like I'm following the regulations going in, and then I get to my spot, leave my truck 45 minutes before I actually need to get to the bottom and then walk up. So I get there, I'm start walking up, I'm out of breath. I just rode my bike in,
Sweating your ass
I'm
off.
walking, yeah, and then all of a sudden these guys with climbers come in, and I get out of the woods, and I'm like, oh well, that's why I got there so quick.
Yeah.
They had e-bikes with trailers on them. Like
God, with those gear trailers. Oh my God.
it's the Amish, man. It's the Amish and Mennonite that
I
take
hate
those trailers
saying
back
it,
in.
it is. I've had a couple hunts ruined the last 2 years because of some honest guys back in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say this directly, but I'm going to say it. I found 2 poached bucks this year because of honest bear hunters.
Amish bear hunters.
Yeah, watch them do it. They bear hunt, and then they see a buck, and this is what they do. They shoot it during bear season, knowing that rifle season's coming in a couple of days,
Yep.
right? What they do, they let it lay. They go back in on the first morning, tag it, drag it out. Because it's cold enough, it's not going to go bad.
Yeah.
They see something that looks like this, and they have a rifle in their hand. Of course, they're going to freaking shoot it. They don't care. The laws don't apply to them.
Yeah.
I was hanging stand for my brother this year. My old man was chasing this one. I had this thing patterned to a T. 11:45 every single day at the exact trail. 7 days a week he was on. But you had to hunt him smart. I've never had a deer that consistent in my entire life. And he disappeared, fell off the face of the earth. I thought, something's up. Either somebody killed him, and there wasn't anybody hunting up there, or something happened. He got pushed out, somebody bumped him, and bullet hole straight through both shoulders.
Oh my God. Wow. Now
Yep.
that one there, the bigger one over there, is
That's my
that the
favorite.
one? I think was it 2 years ago that's one you were after, and then you found the dead head, and you were very pure and emotional about it because
that
like you
one.
spent so much time chasing him.
That one hurt. That's why I told myself to get target 1 buck again in my life. And there's a lot of guys that do that, but then you are attaching your entire livelihood to one animal, and if you can't get it done, it wears you down. So I have thousands of pictures of that buck across 3.5 years. I finally decided when he hit this that I was going to chase him. He was a great PA public buck. Saw him 4 or 5 times on the hoof. Had him at 40 in the rain. Came from behind me. Couldn't draw my bow back. Swear to God, just shook like a leaf. I couldn't even
Buck
pull 70.
fever.
Oh, dude, it was terrible. 40
Yeah.
yards, stood there broadside, fucked up his crate, and then just walked off. And I thought, I'm shaking this bad. I'm not going to try to take a poke at him. I know where he is. I know how to hunt him. Should I? Maybe. But it is what it is. Yeah, I went the following April after the season. I went into hang cams because I had a picture of him in the winter. I knew he was alive, kind of thing. Was going to hang cams, and I say this because I believe in this kind of stuff. My grandma passed away that year, and whenever I see a cardinal, cardinals are like this symbol for loved ones, lost ones, And in this section of the woods, I have never seen a cardinal in my life. Think about the last time you were hunting in the woods and you saw a cardinal just sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
weird in Pennsylvania. You
Yeah,
see cardinals
it
everywhere,
is.
but in the middle of the timber. So I saw her sitting there, and I say her because it was 100% my grandma. I would say, "Hey, grandma," whatever, and she took off and sat on another limb. I thought, like you're saying something that felt weird. You kind of get this sixth sense. Just took off down to this bottom, big beaver dam. I thought, okay, I'm just gonna go do a quick loop down there, whatever. And it wasn't 10 seconds after I'd lost sight of her that I walked up on him laying there. I thought, holy. So I was about to spend another year chasing this
Yeah.
guy who was dead. He would have been a ghost.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, same thing.
So
Bull
I,
holster through him.
I'm always
Ghost over.
so interested in like people who chase after, do that, right? Because I tried doing that with the drop time buck, like just chasing after him and like getting all this inventory, like knowing this buck. So like the 3 years, what was that process like? Walk me through that process. Like, how many times did you really move cameras to like figure him out, and like how'd you find his like home range?
Too many. Over the course of 3 years, I had him probably across 6 miles. Um, about year two, I had him honed into where he was generally feeding, not occasionally bedding here and there. Because everybody says, "Oh, you got to find where that buck's bedding." That buck beds
Mm-hmm.
wherever in the hell he wants to freaking bed. You
Mm-hmm.
can't tell me one buck has one bed. That doesn't make sense. If I was a deer and I was out there in the woods, I'm laying down whenever I'm tired. I don't care. No. If you're getting run hard throughout seasons and pressured and stuff, you're just going to go to sleep wherever you feel like going to sleep, wherever you're safe. This guy had about
Mm-hmm.
4 or 5 beds that I knew of in the general area. Was he laying in the same one every time? No, because they don't do that. But sometimes they
Mm-hmm.
do. They have a general, your bed at home. You go to sleep in that bed sometimes. Sometimes you go
Mm-hmm.
to a buddy's house and you stay in his bed. It's fine, whatever. um, Anyways, year two, I figured out about a 2.5 mile area. So I gave up on the other four where I'd had him cruising, throughout the summer and stuff. It wasn't his home range. So whenever you could legally hunt him in the fall or in the winter, I had him broken down. Dude, if I would have tallied the miles and the money on gas, because he's 50 minutes from my house, I was driving almost an
Mm-hmm.
hour one way, just
Yep.
hoping to see him. I only saw him 5 times over the course of 3 years. So
Man.
you're that close. And that's when I really caught myself towards the end chasing pictures. So the fall before he got killed,
Mm-hmm.
I knew he was going to be up and on his feet, broad daylight, high pressure, middle of rut. It was November 12th or something. Everything was sweet, is lining up. That's that X that we were talking about, like temperatures was right. Just got done pouring down rain. The rain stopped at like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. So I knew everything was going to be up and moving. Um, I had planned on going into a set where I knew he was going to be within a day or two. My dog, swear to God, chased his tail the night before, bit his tail and broke it. So I had to cancel my hunt to hunt this freaking deer, right? Took my dog to the vet, and it wasn't 1:30 p.m. when I'm at the vet. I got a picture of him 20 yards from where I was going to sit. Swear.
Oh my
It's
God.
one of like 12 daylight photos that I actually had of this guy that was actually broad daylight between 11 and 3. I about put my dog down right then and there. I swear.
Yeah.
After 3 years of chasing something and the money and the time and the effort and the batteries and for this and the gas and oh man, it hurt. But whenever I
Yeah.
found him, I feel like I did my due time. I put the effort in and whatever that I ended up finding him. So he's home. He's just not home the way that I wanted him to be.
Yeah, exact. Hanging up on the wall, like
Yeah.
with shoulder mount and everything like that. Yeah, yeah, I get that. In those 3 years, because like for him, I feel like I could never find like his true home range. I always felt like he was like shifting. Like I only spent like a year and a half maybe after him, so like I couldn't really dial him in. But like those 3 years, that's a mature buck.
Let
So
me see
like
it. And that one there, is that the one you're talking about?
yeah, so
I
he
think
was
it's
identical on each side. Yeah, that was yeah. Um, but like, did he shift much from like the first year to like that last year? Like, was he like, oh, he was like 5 miles over here, or like then he was 3 miles over here? Like he pretty much in those 3 years he stayed
in
in
that
that general
that
area.
same spot. So in the summer, I knew he'd be within these couple miles, and then he would slowly shift because the rut was coming. He knew that
Mm-hmm.
where he was living in the summer, there were I could probably count on one hand how many does were there. None. It's just when he moved in the summertime, that was it. He felt safe there. It's where he watched everything green up. And then as the rut got closer, as we got into fall, as he was, dropping shedding velvet, he would move to where there were more does. But he also knew that there was more pressure there. They're not stupid, bro. They're
Mm.
one of the smartest animals on the entire planet. But then I would find him the next year, right back where he was in the summertime. He would disappear during rifle. That's why he never got killed. I could never figure out where he
Okay.
went during rifle. So come December to like February, I could time him. He'd be back at like March 15th or 16th every year. I would find him in a general area. You could just tell because of sheer body size. I mean,
Yeah.
he was probably 230-ish, 240-ish, big freaking deer. And
Okay.
the area that I hunt, there's no deer over 180. So it is what it is. So I could always tell it was him. And then I would watch him grow, which is the coolest thing. Watching that inside vein come off, pretty freaking sick. So I haven't done this too much.
Oh my gosh.
He had a weak side though. I would have liked to see
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
it would have been. Maybe he got
Yeah.
injured. Maybe he got hit. Maybe something in the winter hurt him. I don't know. Good
Yeah.
basis.
That's a monster. I couldn't even imagine him walking through the woods.
No, he never wanted to. This will break him or something. Um, he never wanted to leave, and I couldn't figure out why. But if you get that old and nobody's killed you yet, why would you? If you feel safe doing whatever you're doing, there's a big stretch of private that butts up against a piece of public. And obviously, I got no idea if he was over there, but if I had to guess, he had some secret spot over there
Yeah.
that's where he was.
Yeah.
I wonder why some of those private. I mean, there's no way I was the only guy that knew about that deer.
No. That's. I think that often about him too. Like it's like, I wish someone would come forward and be like, yeah, I also have pictures. But like a big deer, a lot of people don't share information about like a big deer like that. So like it's kind of like you just always wonder. You're just always wondering, like, is someone else? Did someone else? Is he hanging on someone's wall right now? I'd love to know.
Yeah. Or how many guys have his sheds from however many years? It's like, I'd like to meet those guys now that the story's over. Another thing, I'd like to see how many other people were chasing this deer. But yeah, you would meet guys in the parking lot. And I haven't seen a deer in a week. Yeah, bullshit. You just got a picture of a freaking 160 last night. What do you mean you wouldn't be here if you didn't see a big deer?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So with his home range, like you said, like was he laying down a lot of sign? Like with being a mature buck like that, was he laying down a bunch of rubs, scrapes, and tearing it up?
The size of the rubs that were in that place are the biggest freaking rubs. Like you'd have thought there was a Pennsylvania elk in there, and I guarantee it's because of that freaking side right there, that inside piece of that brow. It was just unreal. But because of that, there were a lot of other bucks coming too. I was seeing more deer those couple years that I was hunting him than I have ever seen. Just because I think they felt comfortable with him in there. He wasn't necessarily territorial. I used to watch him in the summertime cower down to smaller bucks. So he wasn't one of those guys that I'm gonna mess you up. This is my home range. I'm the only buck in here kind of thing. When I would see him, he would usually have 2 or 3 other ones with him that were not even half the size of him, but he was comfortable.
Okay. That makes me wonder, like, because when I first got a picture of the drop time buck, there was also like other buck in that area too that were, decent caliber buck. And I'm wondering, like, the same thing with him. Like, I wonder if they did feel safe. Like, okay, this guy's gotten this big. Like, we can feel safe around here because no one else has been hunting here. And he's gotten that big.
This is my brain. I think they hang out with other deer because those other deer are on alert too. So he can be more comfortable whenever he's around more deer because he's got that many other eyes, that many other ears, keeping tabs on the woods that he's walking whenever he's there too. So he doesn't have to be on high alert all the time. He's watching and learning from those other bucks. Is there pressure? Is there a person coming? Is there a coyote in the area? Because you would rather, it's like my buddy sitting here and he hears the door of the office open, but I didn't. But I can see his reaction. It's like, you just told me there's something, I'm gone. Rather than me having to see it myself. If he's got 2 or 3 other bucks with him that are on high alert, why be on high alert? If you're comfortable, just hang out with those guys.
Yeah, that's a very valid point because, I mean, the more eyes, more ears, like you're quadrupling the amount of people, the senses that you have there. I mean, double, triple the nose. Like it's a very, very good point. Like it's the mature buck don't always hang out by themselves. That could be other buck with like the 6 point I shot. Like there was during rifle season, there was 3 other buck with him. Like there was smaller buck and there was one other bigger buck with him, and he was just the one that was there and got shot.
My old man used to distill that in my brain when I was younger growing up. If we'd see one walk, he would taught me, look 20 yards, 30 yards behind him. Look to see what's behind him. If you see a good one, there might be a better one behind him. So he always just wait, and if you have to take that one, take the front one, whatever. But there were 9 times out of 10 in the woods, I'm not seeing deer by themselves. There's always 2s, 3s, 4s. I used to see back in the day, I used to see groups of 12, 13, 16, 20 deer in a row. This is unreal. I haven't seen a herd of deer in a long time in Pennsylvania. You see a few here and there. Last year's buck I killed, 17 yards on the ground with my compound. Second one I've ever killed on the ground. I told myself if he got within 20, I was going to kill him because it's a good Pennsylvania buck. And I had some other states that I wanted to hunt to, and it was like October 17th, so I was pushing the line a little bit. Anyways, he came out first, which is the weirdest thing. Usually they send the little ones out first. Then a big feed plot that the Game Commission had planted that year. You have to find those little pieces tucked in around Pennsylvania that the Game Commission won't tell you about. But it's on the ground, you'll learn a lot. Don't rely on everybody else for your information.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yes.
he came out first, and I was that same thing. I thought, well, that's a damn good buck. I mean, there could be, and I knew there were more. I could hear the blue jays firing off in the background. I could hear leaves ruffling coming up over the hill. I thought, damn, if he's the first one that stepped out, I wonder what's behind him. So I waited and waited and waited, and it was like little spike, little 3-point. It's like, you're the oldest one here. What the hell did you step out into the freaking 3-point for? It's like, you ever seen that thing that what was that? Are you smarter than a 5th grader? The guy that hosted that, he does like a voiceover of like trophy buck and veteran buck. I gotta send it to you sometime. And he goes, "Dark means dark, people. For God's sakes, if you go out there in the daylight, you're gonna be riding out in a pickup." I gotta send it to you sometime. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
He goes,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
you fawns and does, would you quit looking behind you? You're giving away the position.
Yeah, those does and fawns really know how to give away. Like if there's anything coming behind you,
they look back behind them. You know there's something else there.
Oh yeah, big time.
It's a good time.
What was that like? Shooting one on the ground with a compound, like at 20. What did you say? 20 yards?
17. I told myself if he got within 20. I mean, I had about 6 minutes left of legal shooting light. Different. I mean, no blind, no nothing, no. It's just me and 3. If you put something between you, they'll never see you. But I felt like I held for 40 minutes. I was just waiting for the opportunity because he got to like 20, and then he just stopped, and he was quartering away hard. Like I would have had to put it straight through his ass and hope for the best. And I trust my gear, but I'm not going to be that guy. I wait for him to get somewhat closer. And by the time he hit 17, I think that I had bumped my cam or my stabilizer off. There was a tree branch in front of me, and I hit it, and his head turned hard. And I think I was blending with the tree enough because he came closer. It was the weirdest thing. Like he wanted to investigate what the heck was that. And by the time he stepped closer, ended up putting one. He was quartering away hard, going to turn behind the guts, came out front side, both shoulder, double lung, whatever.
Okay.
50 yards, drop dead. And it was weird. You have to be so conscious of what you're doing every step. You're feeling things with your toes. Am I stepping on a stick? Am I stepping on dirt or leaves? Because it clear out little spots. You're not as noisy kind of things. Little things that you learn. Even if you do kill one, there's always something that you could do differently that you could learn for the next time. Maybe I don't draw that early next time because my shoulder was hurting. I was ready to just fling one no matter what. And I didn't want to let down because obviously if you let down, something could always go wrong. Arrow falls off your wrist. You bump something. You end up punching the trigger or doing something stupid. Yeah, it's a cool experience shooting one on the ground for sure. Is it my favorite way to hunt? No, but it's a good time.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to shoot a buck that night. So the night before that, I was out with my brother. That same plot that the Game Commission planted, my brother saw 9 bucks in a row together. He didn't want to shoot any of them. So what the hell? My brother lives in Maryland. He comes up and hunts maybe three days a year. One with his bow and 2 during rifle opening, and second day rifle Saturday, Sunday. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, Oh, it was a 9 point, but it wasn't giant. I said, Matty, you hunt 3 days a year. Shoot a
Yeah.
freaking buck, you idiot. I said, would Dad have shot that deer? He said, yeah, probably. I said, okay. Took old man up the next night, same wind, same conditions, whatever. That 9 point came back out. My old man passed him. I said, oh my God, I'm tired of putting you guys in spots and you not killing deer, whatever. And so I took nothing. I took no stand, no blind. I hung out of one of those. You ever seen those ghost blinds, those mirrored blinds? That's what I use on those field edges a lot because the trees that I could get in have too much crap in them. And I don't like being in a tree that has, I don't like finagling, cutting, and breaking limbs and doing all this because I think deer can figure that out too. They
Yeah.
can sense stuff, they can smell stuff. If something was broken, if something was snapped, that tree looks different. It's like if somebody came in your bedroom and they shifted something. That lamp's on the left side now, not the right side of my dresser. What the heck's going on here, kind of thing. I think deer can figure that shit out too.
Yeah.
So I like sitting on the ground. So I sat on the ground that night, and it was whatever 6 minutes till legal. I heard him. I thought, oh shit, I might get an opportunity here if he stepped out. So I called Dad. He said, I passed that 9 point. I said, you want to come help me track? He said, you should doe. I said, nope. So we shot a nice big 8 point, and that was that. So I'm walking 2 miles uphill just to get to where I want to go from the parking lot. I mean, I'm not even wearing my hunting clothes in. I wear Nike shorts and a crop, whatever, cut off t-shirt, and I'll change in the parking lot at the top and then walk a couple hundred yards into where I want to set because I'm sweating my ass off. Hell, October, September anymore in Pennsylvania, it's 90 degrees some days. It feels like.
Yeah.
It's terrible what the temperature's doing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyway,
it is. Yeah.
I found this spot a few years ago. I've killed 4 bucks out of this field in the last 5 years. Just nobody knows about it, and I'm not sure why. Everybody rifle hunts it.
Yeah.
Nobody archery hunts it.
Nobody
You
archery.
know me on here. You didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Don't look for my truck.
I'll edit some of that out.
I know you will.
So going into this season, because this will drop probably August timeframe. So what's your goal for this season? Like, do you have a certain buck you're after? Are you after a certain caliber of buck, or is like, kind of like what you did this past season where it's like, okay, good one comes out and makes me want to shoot it because I want to go to other states?
Yes. My answer to that is yes. There's I know of 2 bucks that made it through in Pennsylvania that I would like to see in person and put my hands on one of them. I'm saying if they're pushing 40s, 50s. If you see a 40 or 50 in Pennsylvania, do not hesitate. Drop us ass. My God. Hell, if you see a 20 or 30, shoot them. That's a great buck.
Yeah.
If you can kill a 20 or 30 in Pennsylvania every year, you're a phenomenal hunter.
Yes.
I know 2 of them made it through. If I can figure out where they're going to be, which is hard. They're not like this guy. They're everywhere. They're impossible pattern. If I can't get it done before middle of October, I'll take whatever the good Lord gives me in PA. And if not, then so be it. I'll eat tag soup in PA because I have plans to go to New York, Ohio, Missouri, Oklahoma, Virginia, Maryland.
Okay.
I'm swinging the whole 9 yards, right? I told myself I want to kill 4 this year. So that's ultimately my goal is 4 different states.
Okay. All right.
I got one of those freedom campers. You've seen those yet to go in the bed of your truck?
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. I can't say enough good things about those guys there. Anxious to give it a whirl. Am I looking forward to living on the road? No. I don't think anybody is. I love my dad. I love home cooked meals. I love my sleep in my own sheets with my own pillow, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm not paying hotel and Airbnb and whatever.
No.
My God.
Just pay for gas. That's all I need.
Well, that's hard enough as it is right now too.
Hopefully that comes. Well, hopefully by the time this episode drops, the gas prices come down quite a bit.
$7 by the end of the year.
God, I love hunting, but if it gets up above if it gets up above $5, man, it's gonna be hard to go hunting.
Yeah. The guys that own Quiet Cat, if they're listening to this, I'm going to be buying a lot of big e-bikes. Rambo, Quiet Cat. You guys want to give me an e-bike? I'll take it. 45 minutes one way to the woods. Save me on gas. A couple extra batteries because I don't know how long those things will last.
Just get a trailer with all the batteries on it.
Yeah. Maybe buy some
Just
stock in
replace
Tesla
them.
or something. I don't know. Yeah. Can you fit a deer in a Tesla?
Dude, I might get a moped. I might just get a moped.
You can ask the Amish for one of their trailers too. You can put your deer up.
Just get a horse and buggy and just ride.
Can you ride horses on state game lands?
Yes, there's certain areas, certain game lands you can.
I had
There's
one
certain
walk
ones you
past me last
can't.
year, and I just kind of let it go. I figured that you maybe could, but
Yeah.
I didn't say anything because I didn't know the law. I just
Yeah,
waved.
I think there's certain spots you can't ride bike or like a horse, but like there's certain ones like where I was. I don't know if you can or not because but I saw like horse shit just laying there.
Yeah, right, and you can tell exactly what it is.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Llamas,
So
donkeys. Maybe I can use that. Get me up
donkey,
to my
yeah.
get me up to my spot a little faster.
Oh, you want to use a llama for that. Llamas are really good at being pack mules. Yeah,
I think Jay in Louisiana, Jake Belinda's girlfriend, they drew some tags out west. They're
yeah,
getting llamas to pack
yep,
because they're in some spots that you just can't freaking get to. I said that'd be pretty cool. I'd be all for that sometime. But
yeah. Llamas are the way. Llamas are the new way to do it. The what I'm asking everyone at the end of each podcast is what so hunting numbers obviously going down quite a bit, right? What's what do you think is the reason why and how can we fix that?
hunting numbers meaning people or animals?
Well, people.
Okay,
I think animals. I think we're at a steady number with animals because I
me
mean
too.
for me personally, I see a lot of deer
Oh
when I
yeah,
go out.
I've talked to a lot of people that say they think the deer population is going down, and
Hmm.
maybe in some areas,
Yeah, yeah,
not mine. Yeah,
no,
I can see deer every night if I want to.
yeah,
I mean, they're
yeah,
not great. I'm still hunting, a caliber of buck. But
hmm
hell, if I see 5 or 6 doe a night, couple little bucks, that's a good sit.
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
I remember sitting back in the day when I wasn't seeing a damn thing. Um, but hunters, um, we kind of touched on it earlier. It's the kids. Not, no, I'll flat out say it. Not being raised right. Don't care.
Yep,
Um, people aren't
I agree.
people aren't taking their kids outdoors, and because of that, I'm going to say technology. These kids and this new generation, whatever you want to call it, XYZ, whatever the heck we're in now.
Hmm.
They're stuck and they're glued to their phones, to their movies, to their games, to their whatever. I just had this conversation with my neighbor the other day. He always comes down and asks me what I'm doing, where I'm hunting, what I'm fishing, kind of thing. Um, and he said, "Do you remember when you were kids running around the freaking neighborhood like like kids should be doing? You know,
Hmm.
you would we were running through our neighbors' yards and nobody cared. We were throwing rocks and throwing apples and playing baseball and climbing trees. I haven't seen kids do that, and I can't tell you how long. But it seems
No.
like everybody's having kids. I see all
Yeah.
these people, and the population is growing,
Yeah.
but
Oh
the
yeah.
hunting population is not, and I blame it on technology. I
Yep.
blame it on parents that are putting them in front of TV, that are giving them iPads and phones in church and in public rather than introducing them and honing in on their people skills and teaching them the way that they should be taught back in the day. Um, it's different. So in Harrisburg, the same thing. There were a lot of kids in Harrisburg. You know, 20% of them had personable people skills. I couldn't even talk to a 15-year-old kid without him or just walking away. Like,
Hmm.
okay, they're great talking to you. They don't know how to talk.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
just it's awkward to them. They don't like people interaction. They just want to do their own thing, and that's that. And I I blame the parents and technology. It's the way that they're being raised and brought up. Um, there's probably other factors that go into it, um, but it's not like hunting's hard. The game commission is doing what they need to do in order to make things easier for people. The
Hmm.
opportunities are there. The
Hmm.
deer are there. They're giving you
Hmm.
endless tags now. They're extending seasons. I think they have to do that because the hunting population is declining.
Hmm.
So by providing more opportunity, they're hoping to have more hunters or huntresses or whatever you want to call them, or younger kids out in the woods, and they can't. So yeah, I think it's because of the way that people are being brought up. Um, and technology is ruining it for everybody. Kids that are under the age of 18 should not be on social media.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that
Get off of
wholeheartedly.
it. That is so freaking addicting. No, don't get me wrong. Everybody bites into it. For the
Hmm.
longest time, high school calls, whatever, social media was the thing. Now I
Hmm.
freaking hate it. I wish I could delete every single piece of it,
Dude,
but I
same
can't
here.
because of business. I have to have it, obviously.
Hmm.
Um, it's just a marketing and networking platform that you can use to your advantage, but it will kill you at the end of the
Yeah,
day. Think of how
it
many
will.
times you're sitting there doing nothing and you just catch yourself scrolling just for what?
Yes.
What the hell are
Yep.
you looking at? I'm sitting
Yep.
there cooking dinner and what am I doing? Then half the time I don't even read any of the crap. I'm just looking at
No.
pictures of stuff, and that's just
Yeah.
what are you learning from that? And I
Yeah.
think those
Exactly.
kids these days are getting sucked into this, and they're not learning the things that they should be learning at that young age. So it's just
No, I agree. It's been a common theme throughout that whole question. Is everyone who I've asked has said technology, and it's always like that is like a soul drainer, pretty much. Like it does drain your soul, and it's a big has a big effect on, I think, not only on hunting but like a bunch of other things in life. Like you said, like the interaction thing. Like my daughter, like obviously we don't put her in front of the TV, like
good,
a lot. Like there's still times where we're like we'll put her
right?
in, we'll sit down and watch a TV
Yeah.
show with her.
Family movie or
Whereas,
something. Yeah, it's just
right,
yeah,
but I I find joy in, like, when I took her to the park the other day and she ran up to some random family and started
good.
talking to them. And
Yeah,
I didn't say, Raylan, we can't do that. We got to come
no,
back here. Like
let them.
I just stood there and let her talk. Like she was talking to him. Then she started playing with the three little girls and she had time of her life. And I was like, that's, that's what I want. I'm not going to pull
Hats
you
off
back from
to
that.
you though too. Hats off to
Yeah.
you, Dad, because that's the way the thing should be done. Well,
Yep. So I'm trying, man. Trying.
give you guys a lot of credit in doing that. I told my old man the other day. I said there should be a law in Pennsylvania or in the entire country that kids. I'm trying to think back when I had my first cell phone. I think I was in sixth grade because I was playing travel ball and I was playing ball in high school and all this. And if somebody couldn't be there to pick me up or I needed a ride from somebody else, I had a means to call somebody. I think there were like four numbers saved in my little Nokia. You know, press the three times to get to the letter C. The screen was like the size of your middle fingernail. You're tabbing
Uh-huh.
down on everything just to find the number. I think kids should be able to have those phones, and
Yep.
that's it.
Yep.
For
Yep.
emergencies. Don't hand
Yes.
them a freaking iPhone 17 when they're 10 years old and say, "This is yours now." My
Yep.
God. Or mom and
No.
dad have to cook dinner, they're doing this, and here's a TV, kid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's we
Yeah,
could talk
man.
about it for weeks.
I I completely agree. I think that's downfall. Where can people follow you? True North Woods and Water, all that kind of good stuff, man.
Find me on my website, truenorth-woodsandwater.com. Dumped a lot of money into my SEO, search engine optimization. So if you just Google True North Woods and Water, first tab in Google right now, hats off to all my people for being able to do that for me. On Instagram, just search True North Woods and Water, first one that pops up. Also Facebook, trying to grow a little bit. Facebook's getting old, falling off a little bit, but we've got a page, not as much posted there. You can find me. I think I'm Danny Cowan Outdoors is my personal page now. Want to reach out to me? I run both the business page and my personal. Any questions, comments, concerns, recommendations, opinions, give it to me. No, I don't care.
Awesome, man. Well, I really appreciate you coming on here. And it was a great conversation about everything, dude. Loved it.
Appreciate you, dude.